You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Folks, this is the breaking news I was talking about. Just a few moments ago, Kristen Clarke, she posted this on her Twitter feed. Breaking: victory secured in Ohio over Secretary LaRose's unlawful and discriminatory rule banning counties from having more than one drop box. This ruling benefits voters across Ohio, especially those in Cuyahoga County and other population centers. We'll keep fighting to protect. And so they have right here the actual motion that was granted. The court granted this, and this is, of course, what it says here. While the Secretary has maintained the problem in Cuyahoga County and the plan the Cuyahoga County Board adopted is not part of this litigation over drop boxes, the court disagrees. The Cuyahoga County Board only voted for its plan to deploy staff to receive ballots off-site because the Secretary had prohibited off-site drop boxes. It is clear throughout this litigation that the main rationale behind that prohibition was the Secretary's now rejected interpretation of Ohio law. He believed Ohio law limited personal delivery to board premises. The Ohio Court of Appeals said there is no such limitation. The Secretary is continuing to restrict boards from implementing off-site collection, and he appears to be doing so in an arbitrary manner. This is the kind of stuff that we're seeing, the kind of voter suppression tactics, Greg, that we're seeing in these led by Republicans. They want to keep people from voting. We showed video yesterday of long lines in Columbus, long lines in Harris County. They want to frustrate people. They want to make them stay in line for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. Hopefully they can wear them down and they just give up and go home. That is their goal.
Said, I mean, Dublin, where Vanilla Ice has plotted this, is the Columbus, Ohio suburb. And as we were talking earlier, when I mentioned that, Frank LaRose said, oh, multiple boxes? No problem. They got to be on site. So kudos to Kristen. Kudos to those women and men in the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights, because as you said, Roland, that fits seamlessly to what we were talking about 20 minutes ago. They won the battle. No, you don't have to have all those drop boxes on the actual site, because that's how they were going to try to do it. And again, it's a war of attrition, everybody. We have to continue to fight. That is the bottom line. If we don't, we'll lose.
See, what I find to be interesting here, Erica, is the Secretary of State tried to get cute, and so Cuyahoga County said, "Oh, okay, no drop box, we'll send staff." And then he's like, "No." They're like, "Wait, hold up." See again, though. Oh, y'all said the box isn't secure. They already work for us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And this is the check that we have been talking about. This is how you have to check Republicans, because, see, the Republican Party, they are the party of oppression. So at every angle, when you think about the right to vote, when we think about just the right to citizenship and how that has really been blocked, we think about it politically. I think about at least the Republican Party, so that the Republican Party and Secretary of in this instance, that they were actually checked. This is what you need, and this is why elections matter. This is why it's important to pay attention, not just what's happening on the national level, but to pay attention to the people that are state executive leaders and local leaders as well, because particularly if they're aligned with folks who are party oppressionists, then you're going to see that kind of trickle down economics happen throughout your state and within your local community. So very excited that Ohioans will continue to be able to vote in a very safe way. And this is what we need to continue to push to do. We need to support folks like the friend of the show, Kristen Clarke, and her organization, what she's doing, and that she has a place to come and she's able to talk about that freely, which is here on Roland Martin Unfiltered, and support Roland Martin Unfiltered as well, because this is how messaging gets out. They're constantly doing this work on a daily basis. If you look at the Twitter feed, this is democracy helping to make sure that there's some semblance of democracy continues to go forward. The people that are behind the scenes doing the work, like Kristen Clarke, are folks that we need to support. So I just would encourage everybody to please continue to pay attention to what's happening in your state as we are 25 days out for one of the most important elections of our lifetime.
Reese, this is what Kristen Clarke tweeted. Why was this discriminatory? Cuyahoga County, 850,000 registered voters. Franklin County, 850,000 registered voters. Benton County, 8,300 mostly white voters. Under this scheme, they all get one drop box. This ban had a particular stark impact on black voters in Ohio's major population centers.
Right. I mean, and that's the point. They do not win without voter suppression. I also want to shout out, though, Sherilyn Eiffel of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. One of the things that I've been doing, and I don't contribute a lot, but $5, $10 here and there to these organizations that are on the forefront. I know that you have ACLU and things like that, but we need to also make sure that we're supporting primarily Black-oriented legal organizations and civil rights organizations, because they are on the front lines of these very important fights. And we have to make sure that we're staying on top of it. Again, when it goes back to the curation and the algorithms, make sure you're following Kristen Clarke, make sure you're following Sherilyn Eiffel, make sure you're following the NAACP Legal Defense Funds, because these things might not be reported on your local news. We know we have Sinclair Broadcasting, which is owned by Republicans, which is not necessarily invested in getting this information out. So we have to make sure that we're armed with as much information. We have to have a voting plan, A, B, C, and D. And this election is going to be heavily tilted with absentee ballots. And so the way that people make sure they have the right postage in how they return it, or if they have a drop box to return it, whichever method that you use, make sure that you're planning for it and that you're staying on top of what your options are. And while things are good, when you're winning a ruling like this, get out to that drop box, because these rules kind of go back and volley back and forth depending on which next court challenges it. So make sure that while things are good, if signature requirements are going away, like in South Carolina, then they come back. If drop boxes go away and come back, take advantage of it when it's happening at that time, because it's only going to be even more of an intense fight all the way up to November.
All right, folks, back to that Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, the folks at Seek.com, black-owned company founded by Mary Spio. They, of course, a virtual reality company. You can check out their content at Seek.com, CEEK.com. You can do so, of course, with these VR headsets. You can look at it, of course, on your regular device or your pad or your computer. But if you want to experience being in the room, you can use this headset right here. All you simply do is just pop in your cell phone in here, pop it on, and then put this headset on, and you can literally experience their content in virtual reality. And so allows for you to do a 360-degree view of the room. But also, folks, they have the 360-degree 4D headphones right here. These are Bluetooth headphones. They have complete surround sound in terms of as you hear the particular music. Gamers love them as well when they're playing their games. And so it's just phenomenal bass in these headphones as well. You can get one or both devices at Seek.com using this promo code RMVIP 2020, RMVIP 2020. So we certainly thank the folks at Seek.com for being a partner with us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered. All right.